Hey guys, happy holidays and Merry Christmas and happy upcoming New Year. I really wanted to get on here before now, but had a lot of family stuff going on, and even though I'm off work, I'll stay pretty busy. But I got a Christmas haul to show you. Some of this stuff, I kind of got for myself beforehand, and but I hadn't made a video in a while, so I just thought I'd throw it all into one little basket here. Show some DVDs I got, just some favorite movies of mine. Uh, Anybody that is a fan of comedy, of older comedy, has to like these. But here we got Jerry Lewis and the Disorderly Orderly, hilarious movie. Jerry Lewis and Kathleen Freeman and a non-green skin Susan Oliver in this movie. For those of you that like the Star Trek pilot and the Green Orion slave girl, she's in this one. But this is hilarious. So anybody hadn't watched it. And we got more Jerry Lewis, who's minding the store. Jill St. John, Ray Walston, Agnes Moorehead of Bewitched fame. Another great little comedy movie. And I don't have the cover to it because my dad actually came up and borrowed this. But here's the bonus disc, because I'll show you what it is. But The Final Countdown, cool little sci-fi movie. Kirk Douglas, Martin Sheen. And a favorite from when I was a kid. This is basically what the Waltons TV show was based on. Spencer's Mountain here in Newfoundland and Maureen O'Hara. And a very young James MacArthur from Hawaii Five-0 fame, So instead of John Boy in this one, you got Clay Boy. So it's a pretty neat little family film. And I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this one, but I think my stepdaughter got me this. But it was hilarious. And I loved it. Despicable Me Part 2. And two of my all-time favorite movies from the 70s that I finally got on DVD. First one, Silver Streak. Richard Pryor, Gene Wilder, Joe Clayburgh. A lot of other great stars in this. Ray Walston, Patrick McGoohan, Richard Kiel. Just a lot of great actors. This movie's got a little bit of everything. It's got some romance and got a lot of comedy and got some action and it's got trains. Hey, and got a lot of great scenery. But it's a really cool little movie. For anybody who hadn't watched this, check it out. And if you have, watch it again. Because I enjoyed this one just as much as when I saw it when I was a kid. And another one with the same accolades I'll bestow upon it. Really funny movie. Uptown Saturday Night. Bill Cosby, Sidney Poitier, Richard Pryor, Harry Belafonte. Flip Wilson is in this movie. I mean, it is a very funny movie. So check this one out. And for those of you who haven't already noticed, my sweet little wife got me this. And for those of you who know me, this is self-explanatory. Something else she got me, and I just got online and pretty much spent all this today. I got a gift certificate from newcadia.com, so I got some more books on the way. We spent that. I would show you my favorite gift I got, but I'm actually trying to record on it right now, just assuming that I get it to download right. But my wife got me an Apple iPad, so it was like it's like 25 toys in one. Net, camera, video, game, whatever. So really tickled to have that. Okay, and a couple more Apes things she got me. I didn't even know there was a poster for this, but since I don't have a whole lot of room in here, and once I get everything where I want it, I'm going to do a little video tour. But since I can't have a lot of full-size movie posters, we got these little mini posters like 11 by 17, and I didn't even know that they made one for the TV show, but here's a poster for the Planet of the Apes TV show from the 70s. Very cool. They're already in the protective sleeves here. So I thought that was pretty neat. Really neat, actually. And she got me one for the third Apes movie, Escape from Planet of the Apes. And this is actually the cover to the novelization of that book too. So that's a good little movie. Anybody that has these movies or hasn't got them, apes are cool. Okay. What else? Oh, I might not be able to see this, but also got 10 new comic boxes, so I can get rid of all those dregs that I got some of my books in. Really grateful to have those. Okay. We'll get to the comics here. This is 2 or 3 eBay hauls and some stuff I found at Half Price Books. This is one I was really glad to find. Found at the Half Price Bookstore was Jew Gangster by Joe Kubert. This one is just great art. Anybody that's a Kubert fan, and I think a lot of times Joe doesn't get the credit for writing that he should have, because he's a great storyteller. And this is just about a young guy, probably in Depression era. Kind of gets into the mob, and kind of a really heartfelt, cool little story. But the art is beautiful. It's got a great cover on it. So anybody that's a Kubert fan, pick this book up. Okay, I found a lot of some black and white magazines from Marvel. And these are books that I think are probably really undervalued and overlooked. Just because a lot of them didn't really make a big splash, But there are some great writers and artists in this. I'll just kind of tell you who's going to be in this. You got stuff by Chris Claremont, John Buscema, Klaus Janson, George Perez, Alfredo Alcala, Bob Layton, Dave Cockrum. It's number 27. Bizarre Adventures, really cool painted X-Men cover. And lots of great art. You don't really get to see Dave Cockrum black and white art too much. And Bizarre Adventures number 31. Very cool cover here. Self-explanatory. A lot more great black and white art. Frank Miller's in this one. Bill Sienkiewicz, John Byrne, Larry Hama, Herb Trimpe, Stephen Bissett. So, more great stuff. And Bizarre Adventures 29. Stephen King's adaptation of The Lawnmower Man, and this is all Walt Simonson. So very cool. It just doesn't get any better than that. That's a fan of Walt Simonson stuff. Just really cool art. And Bizarre Adventures number 32. Beautiful Joe Jusko painted cover. And this has some more art by Larry Hama, Greg LaRocque, who, anybody follow the Legion of Superheroes, he was on that book a lot in the 80s. Val Merrick. Some guy called Steve Smallwood. I think he did kind of like the humorous type art. Pretty cool though. Okay, Bizarre Adventures number 30. A cool sci-fi cover. And got art in here by Mike Vosburgh, one of my favorite artists from the 70s. Gene Day, more John Buscema, and more Stephen Smallwood. And Bizarre Adventures number 33. It's a cool photo cover. And on the back, got a really cool cover. And I think this is mostly guess it's Stephen Bissett, I think. Bruce Jones, too. Got some Tales of the Zombie. Find a good splash page here. Some very cool art. And this is all the same title. Actually, the first 24 issues or so, I think, were just called Marvel Preview, and then from 25 on to 33, I think, was Bizarre Adventures. Here's a Norm cover. Very cool. And what we got for artists in here? Rich Buckler, Tony DeZuniga. Really cool stuff. And Bizarre Adventures number 20. Howard Chaykin. What else? Oh. Actually, this has got some George Perez art, inked by Rico Rival, and I think this was reprinted from Unknown Worlds of Science Fiction. It was a story called War Toy that George Perez did. But some awesome art in the story. Number 24, more cool sci-fi, Paradox. Who we got in this one? It should list the artist. I don't know if it does or not. But anyway, whoever the artist is, it's some really cool stuff. I know it should tell. Okay, I have to look it up later, I guess. Okay, here's number 25. Another cool cover. Now, all these are in great shape. They're at least very fine. You have some stars in here: Black Widow, Lady Demon, Daughters of the Dragon, Paul Gulacy, Michael Golden, Marshall Rogers, and Bob McLeod. Number 28. Cool cover. Elektra and the Inhumans. With art by Neil Adams, Larry Hama, Michael Golden, Frank Miller, Steve Skates, and some of the stuff. There's some really cool Elektra artwork by Frank Miller. And these things are cheap. I think I got all the 11 or 12 of those, or 13 of those for like $14 and some shipping. Here's Marvel Preview number 17. This is the one I'd kind of been wanting for a while. It's Black Mark, and this is all Gil Kane on the inside. So, very cool book. Okay. I got some regular size comics. I may or may not have this one already, but it came in a lot, and if I did have it, it was in rat shape, and this one's pretty high grade. Warlock number 2. Great Gil Kane cover. These little picture frames. I'm kind of closing in on getting all the Marvel picture frame covers, except for maybe a lot of the more expensive ones. Warlock number 9. Getting into the Jim Starlin era. More beautiful art. Number 14. And last issue, number 15. Cool Thanos cover. And now we got some monster stuff. Where Monsters Dwell, number 24. It's one of the few I had missing in this run. Okay. And we got some Charlton Horror. Get it out of here. Ghost Manor, number 29. Pat Boyette painted cover. Steve Ditko art inside. Baron Werewolf's Haunted Library, number 22. Actually, a Don Newton painted cover with Tom Sutton art on the interior. I know it seems like I'm beating a dead horse, man. These Charltons are just great. I mean, the stories aren't real complex, but the artwork is just awesome. I mean, you're not going to find, any other comics that have as many good artists on stories as you would in Charlton on this horror stuff. And some more Marvel horror, Weird Wonder Tales, number 6. More great reprints. And I think I've already got a copy of this, but this is just an upgrade. A little cool, can't even talk. Little cool title from the 70s in DC. It was 4-star spectacular. And these are all reprints. Usually you would have a Superboy and a Wonder Woman feature, and then you'd have 2 other rotating features, but this is another one of those square bound books. What was kind of funny about the Flash story, it was actually from a script, and I don't know if it got published back then or not, but it was actually a story from the 40s. And they make a little note in this, I think one of the Dominican artists they had but they had redrew it. It's because they said the art standards wasn't up to to the standards, I guess, in the 70s, which is kind of funny to me because, a lot of the Golden Age stuff was a little bit crude, but I thought it was funny they would just redraw it using a modern artist for that story. It's really cool. And got a Weird War Tales, number 100. Great Joe Kubert cover. Got the Creature Commandos. And the gem of this pile, I say for last, Hulk King Size Special, number 1. With a very, very beautiful Jim Steranko cover, which I'm going to try to get signed in March. Another good square bound book. I guess this was it's actually the Hulk Annuals, but they call it King Size Special when they first started. So very cool book. I think it's a Marie Severin art, if I remember right. Yeah, Marie Severin. And Hulk versus the Inhumans. So a really cool addition to the collection. And hopefully I can get this to download to YouTube right. And if not, I don't know if I'll do it all over again or not. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching. I'm trying to get some videos watched. For some reason, it's not letting me comment on a lot of people's stuff. I don't know what it is about Google Plus or Google Chrome, but I'm really, really hating it. But if you don't see any comments from me, don't take it for granted that I'm not watching them, because everybody's got the little core group, and I am watching all the videos. Just a lot of times it doesn't have the thing where you can reply, and I don't know what that's all about. But anyway, thanks for watching. Appreciate all comments, those of you who can. And you guys have a great New Year. Onward and upward.